A very good afternoon and welcome to Lunchtime News. I'm Ashani De Silva. Before we get into your stories in detail, let's take a quick look at headlines. Former UNP General Secretary Tissa Attanayake appointed as Minister of Health. 2010 labourers to be utilised in the removal of illegal election propaganda material. Security tightened at the Negombo main bus stop. Suspects in connection to the assault of the CEO of the Football Federation of Sri Lanka, Anura Silva, still at large. Now looking at your local stories, former General Secretary of the UNP, Tissa Attanayake, took oath as the Minister of Health today.
Tissa Attanayake took oaths as the Minister of Health before the President at the President's official residence in Kandy. The swearing-in ceremony saw the participation of a number of ministers and family members of Tissa Attanayake. Tissa Attanayake, who entered Parliament representing the Kandy district in 1989, was appointed as the Development Minister for the upcountry under the ruling United National Party in 2001. Tissa Attanayake, born on the 17th of May 1971, embarked on a political journey, first as a student activist, and has been in the political arena for 35 years. Tissa Attanayake, a nationalist MP of the United National Party, tendered in his resignation as the General Secretary of the UNP last Monday.
The police say that approximately 2010 labourers will be employed to remove unauthorised election posters and other propaganda material. We spoke to police media spokesperson SSP Ajit Rohana in this regard.
The police are going to recruit 2010 temporary labourers in order to remove posters, cutouts, banners and other structures that are against the election law. The approval has been granted by the Election Commissioner in this connection. Therefore, we are hoping to recruit them as early as possible, and they'll be attached to all police stations throughout the country, especially 5 labourers for major stations and 4 stations that are situated in municipal areas. 3 or 2 labourers will be attached to the police stations that are situated in rural areas. The police officers also are engaging on the task, and apart from that, the labourers will be utilised for removing cutouts, banners and posters, and we are tendering our fullest support and cooperation to the Election Commissioner to conduct a free and fair election.
Meanwhile, the Elections Commissioner says a cost of 50 million rupees will be incurred on removing unauthorised propaganda material for the upcoming presidential elections.
The responsibility to remove it is vested in the police department. The senior DIG in charge of elections has issued instructions to all police stations in Sri Lanka and all laissez-faire police officers to deploy the 2,200 labourers needed for this purpose. The elections department will make the necessary allocations to make payments to these labourers. It could amount to as much as 50 million rupees. I believe the task of removing this unauthorised campaign material will be completed by the middle of next week.
The Campaign for Free and Fair Elections, or CAFE, says that 86 complaints have been lodged thus far ahead of the presidential poll. Executive Director of CAFE, Kirthi Tennakoon, said that the complaints were lodged from Kandy, Kurunegala, Puttalam and Anuradhapura.
We saw illegal propaganda activities taking place continuously from the time the nominations were handed over, with Kandy, Kurunegala and Puttalam being some of the locations in which these propaganda activities had taken place. The significant occurrence this time around is that we are continuing to witness an increase in the usage of firearms during campaigning activities. There is a significant increase in the number of complaints lodged citing the usage of state properties, which includes that of local government bodies, property of many state institutions including the Ministry of Higher Education, and the Highways Authority appears to be used in many election campaigning activities.
In the meantime, the National Elections Monitoring Centre has received up to 21 complaints in connection to election law violations. National organizer at the National Elections Monitoring Centre, Rasanga Harish Chandra, speaking to Newsfirst, said that 4 of the complaints are in relation to serious violations.
We have received 21 complaints with regard to election law violations and propaganda activities. 4 of these complaints are serious. We have received a number of complaints from various areas. I believe the police will intervene to bring these violations under control.
PAFREL says that they have received 114 complaints in connection to election law violations. Executive Director of PAFREL, Rohana Hettiarchi, said that 36 of these complaints are with regard to propaganda activities.
We have received complaints of 114 incidents, out of which 36 involves election violence, the use of state properties, locations and illegal propaganda activities have been lodged, as well as minor complaints.
Deputy General Secretary of the JHU, Udaya Gammanpila, today announced that he will resign from the JHU and will pledge his support to President Mahinda Rajapaksa. He made this comment at the UPFA press conference today. Speaking further, he expressed the following views.
එතුමාන් හෙළවුරුමිට දුන්න පොරොන්දු ඇත්තක් නම් එක්සත් ජාතික පක්ෂයට කියලා තියෙන කරලා තියෙන බොරුවක්. මේ දෙකම ඇත්ත වෙන්නත් බෑ, දෙකම බොරු වෙන්න බෑ. දෙකෙන් එකයි ඇත්ත වෙන්න පුළුවන්. අපි හිතමු එතුමා සිංහල බෞද්ධයෙක් විදිහට හාමුදුරන්ට ඇත්ත පොරොන්දු දුන්නායි කියලා. ඊට පස්සේ අවුගේ 9 වෙනිදා දලදා මාලිගාව ඉදිරියේ රැස්වීමක් අමතමින් කියනවා දලදා හාමුදුරන් ඉදිරියේ මම ප්‍රතිඥා දෙනවා දින 100න් ජනාධිපති ක්‍රමය අවශ්‍ය කරනවා කියලා. එමුණ ආයේ ප්‍රශ්නයක්. හාමුදුරන්ට කිව්වේ ඇත්ත නම් දලදා හාමුදුරන්ට කියලා තියෙන්නේ බොරු. දලදා හාමුදුරන්ට කිව්වේ ඇත්ත නම් හාමුදුරන්ට කියලා තියෙන්නේ බොරු. එතුමා බොරු කියන්නේ කාටද කියන එක ගැන මුලින්ම තමන්ගේ පාර්ශවකරුවන්ට එතුමා උත්තර දී යුතු තිබෙනවා. ඒ වගේම
tensions have arisen between SLTB and private bus employees in Negombo. Police media spokesperson SSP Ajit Rohan said that the security has been tightened in the area to avoid confrontation. The police media spokesperson said that tensions were the result of a number of buses being involved in transporting passengers, defying the relevant time regulations. The incident at the bus depot was captured via our cameras in the following manner. Riot police were also deployed to the Negombo bus depot this afternoon. Meanwhile, police state that they are yet to identify the suspects in connection with the attack on the CEO of the Football Federation of Sri Lanka, Andra Silva. Police media spokesperson SSP Ajit Rohan noted that the Cinnamon Gardens police have commenced investigations to apprehend the perpetrators. CEO of the Football Federation, Andra Silva, was attacked by a certain group of persons last evening. He was attacked while leaving the FFSL headquarters following a meeting yesterday and has been admitted to the National Hospital in Colombo. Meanwhile, the theft at a newspaper stand in Trincomalee was captured at the shop's CCTV security camera system. Our correspondent said that the same suspect was involved in the theft of a wallet of an employee at the newspaper stand.